Alright, and here's the video review for X-Transbots PAEAN, their version of Hoist. And he's a pretty cool, like I said, I think I just like Hoist better than Trailbreaker in any incarnation because I tend to dig him a little bit more than Aegis. And green and orange, maybe that's part of it. But he rolls pretty well, and he's all folded up. And one of the things that's cool is he actually has a little towing mechanism out here that you pull this back, you pull these out to the side, and you can park little other MP cars' wheels, and you can adjust it for smaller cars into there, and he can tow them. It's got a little rolling wheel underneath there, and he can tow other MP cars, which is kind of cool. He also comes with some attachments. He comes with a little claw that can snap on back here. You can see the little the slots for it here. There we go. So you can have this, and it is spring loaded. Like if you open it up, it's actually got it'll spring back into place with actually a pretty decent amount of friction. He does come with the solar power tower, and you can have him grab onto that with the crane arm. The crane arm does extend out about half an inch. Maybe a quarter of an inch, about that far. If you pull it out much farther, it comes completely out. But if you want to, you can make it look like it's extending. You can have it stick out just a little bit. But a neat little spring-loaded crane arm. I do dig that. Pop that off. He also comes with a crazy set of Dr. Octopus arms, which again snap in here. They don't really support themselves all that well, depending on how you've got them positioned, but little opening claws at the end, so you can Dr. Octopus his way around Spider-Man's lair. But super articulated. You can see all the ball joints in there. They can roar. They're really wiggly. I like him. Oh, well, there we go. Now let's reattach. Which again is a very easy process. Snap the ball joints back into their hole. There we go. That's about it for vehicle mode accessories. So we'll go ahead and transform him for the fun of it. For the fun of it. Now he's a little easier to get started because you can flip this down, but he actually has panels that are designed to pop out on the sides here. So you bring these out like on this hinge right here. There's actually a little hinge right here for these are the panels that are going to sit behind the arms. So these can come out and about. It should come out a little bit more than that. So there we go. And then this whole assembly, once you get that all detached, can lift up. Again, the windows, you want to bring these side view mirrors forward and pop the windows out. The windows come with backpack assembly. And then when you lift this up, you'll see there's some green flaps in here that go under these. This is the tricky part of going back to vehicle mode. You want to make sure that when you fold this in, you have these up a little bit. And when you fold this down to vehicle mode, you slide these under the orange pieces, then have the whole thing come down smoothly like that. Otherwise, you're going to get super frustrated. Trust me on that. This whole assembly you can just lift up. And you can go ahead and open up these panels. Actually, if you want to, you can go ahead and rotate these. There's an inner panel here, and this is mostly just for filling in. If you don't do this, it's not gonna kill you, but this is mostly just to fill in some of the side gaps in robot mode. But you can rotate these little panels around like this. Go ahead and bring out the wings, flip that up. So this is all going to become a backpack later on. We're going to deal with that later. So bring these out. The legs here open up a different way. We're going to bring these down. And these come down like this. And like this is where it gets a little crazy. So you flip these pieces down. These are going to be the feet. And then flip this panel up. The wheels rotate up so they're not on the ground. And you need to open this panel here on the leg. Flip this down, and then you actually pull this whole, the inner assembly you can see is on a sliding rail here. So you pull this whole thing up, then fold this down like this, and while you're doing that, kind of push it all the way up. As you fold it in, bring this down, and then you're going to close this panel over that. Should. I'll make sure it's all the way in there. And you'll see that'll fill in the square there. And then this piece, you lift up, you pull out a little bit, flip this up, close it around the knee, and then fold it down like that. Then this piece folds up, and this top little bit angles in just a little bit to match the angle up here, and then tabs in up there to form the waist skirt. A little bit more involved than I would expect the legs of a robot to be, but hey. Fold that down, again, fold this up, angle that in just a little bit, and peg it together. And do the same thing down here with the foot down, flip the wheel up onto the ankle, and there he is. Now him, you rotate the waist around and then slide the whole assembly back like that. But his legs now are done. Coming up top here. Now here's where it's the rest of this is very similar to what we did with Aegis. Unpeg the wheels here so the arms can come up. Bring them up and then bring the whole assembly up like this. Fold this down to form the stomach. Flip his head out. And this one you have to kind of rotate his head to the side and push it through, kind of wiggle it and angle it and slide it through the through this assembly here. Rotate it forward. These come down behind the arms, like I said, like this. You see that double hinge I was talking about in vehicle mode, brings them up behind the arms. These rotate down and around the same as on Trailbreaker. Extend the arms, which we've done. Flip the fists out. Again, you may want a prying tool. It does help getting them started at least. And then you fold this piece in and around like that. There's a little tab over here that should tab in. Rotate it around, and then bring the hand forward. Like that. Same on this side. Kind of rotate these around up like this. Rotate that down. Arms extended. Go ahead and flip. Okay, let's try not to pop his fingers off. And we just did. That's what I was talking about, these fingers. They're on these tiny little ball joints. Okay, so it looks like we took off this one right at the ball joint. Again, it's easy enough to snap them back into place, but you kind of want to avoid that if you can. There we go. That finger's back together. If you pull it off at the knuckle hinge, those are actually really easy to snap back in. Getting the ball joint back into the wrist is a little bit of a pain, but sliding the knuckles back together is not usually that difficult. Fold this around. And finish folding the arm down and around. Pose his hands. And then on the backpack here, this is going to be similar to what we did with PAEAN. You got to bring this down. Hold on, where does this go? Because this is going to come in. These panels right here, you want to flip this little tab thing. And again, there's a little post. There's a little tab hole right there on the gray piece. And that's going to how this is going to lock into place. And then these fold all the way down and in to the backpack. So you bring that down, bring this down, and then you got to get this just get this all lined up properly, and it takes a little bit of wiggling to get those pegged in to the peg hole. Come on, you. There we go. There's one side. Get that mirror out of the way. And there we go. There's the other side. Locked in, and then you can just bring these panels up like this. And then the piece, just like we saw on PAEAN, the little headpiece is integrated. It just comes up and sits over his head. So it does, if you've got him, if you turn his head, it does not turn with him. That's about the only drawback to that, but I do like how it's integrated into the body. He's got the same points of articulation, the same ratcheting shoulders, which again is very easy to undo this if you're messing with it. But the same bicep swivel, hinge elbows, the articulated fingers all over the hand, which is super nice if, like I said, problematic if you pop them off. Side to side and up and down on the head. Waist swivel, the side to side, front to back on the hips. Thigh swivel with a little bit more range due to the transformation design. Only one hinge at the knee, so you only get about 90 degrees of angle there. Does have ankle tilts and some toe articulation as well. Has the same gimmick as Trailbreaker did, in that you can attach various things. You can slide the fists off the mushroom peg, and again, he was a little easier than him, but you can see it's a little thin little peg. You do want to be careful with this, but you can slide that off and attach one of the other weapons, and again, this can fold up for transformation, which is nice. So you can attach that. The other option you have is a hammer. You can give him a little hammer hand, which works the same way. You can, of course, as before, flip open or flip the fist back into the body. Like this. Don't like the fingers. Okay, we'll just fix the fingers later. You can flip the fist back in, and once again, you get the attachment piece that can peg on, and you can give him, I guess you can give him one of the weapons from Trailbreaker, because nothing works with that. This piece, he does come with an extra piece, and that just plugs right into his wrist. Oh well. So you've got that. You've got the other head. Got a little bit of paint overspray there on him. And again, you slide the current head off of the mushroom peg, and then slide this one on again. If it doesn't come off easily, I don't want to force it because of the issues I've had, but you can swap out the head. He also comes with, for robot mode, little monster masks. He comes with one for him, which he can wear, and then a slightly smaller one that will fit on Masterpiece tracks. At least that's who they show in the instruction. Let me shade that a little bit. The white is really getting washed out here in the light. But yeah, just little monster masks if you want to be goofy. So yeah, there is X-Transbots PAEAN, their version of Hoist.